Knuckle cracking, it's a habit that reverberates through schools and offices around the world. Whether it's stretching out your finger after a long session of typing or stretching out during the time at the end of the day, those distinctive pop from those knuckles can be a source of relaxation or disgust for many. In today's video, we'll be going through some of the things, like for example, what is knuckle cracking exactly? What happens to our joint when we crack them? Is it bad for you? We're gonna be debunking them today. Let's get to it. To understand what makes our knuckle crack, we first need to understand a little bit about our joints. For this phenomenon happens when you move your joint. There's the presence of synovial fluid in the joint. When you move your joint, such as your finger or your knee, the bones rub against each other to prevent that friction of wear and tear in your cartilage and your bone. The joints are surrounded by synovial fluid. This fluid acts as a lubricant to reduce the friction and allow for smooth movement of the joint. But that's not all that synovial fluid does. When you move your joint, the pressure in your joint cavities changes. The change in pressure can cause the synovial fluid to form gas or nitrogen bubbles, which then these bubbles would collapse, making a popping or distinct cracking sound that you often would. For over 50 years, Dr. Donald Unger was on a mission. He has been cracking his finger to disprove once and for all that cracking your knuckle did not cause arthritis, like what his friends' family had said it was to happen. You see, his friend and families thought that he was really weird, that they couldn't understand why he would subject himself to such a bizarre experiment. But Dr. Unger was determined to prove that they were wrong. So for 50 years, he cracked his left knuckle twice a day, every day, while leaving his right hand untouched. For years, he tracked his progress, measuring any changes in his joints, even taking x-rays on both hands. But due to his surprise, he found no evidence of arthritis in either hand whatsoever. He cracked his finger for over half a century, and his joints are so healthy as ever. Despite his incredible findings, some doctors and scientists remained skeptical, but Dr. Unger was not the one to give up easily. He presented his research at a medical conference and blew everyone's minds. The room erupted in applause, and many of the doctors in the audience were shocked by his finding. From the day forward, Dr. Unger became known as the man who cracked his finger for over 36,500 times. That he had cracked his knuckle disproved something that cracking your knuckle did not cause arthritis. He even landed a Nobel Prize for his research, for his dedication to the experiments. Perhaps the best part of Dr. Unger's story is the way that it inspired other people to question assumptions and myths that we taken for granted. After all, who would have thought that something as harmless as cracking your knuckle could lead to such an important discovery? So the next time that you hear someone warning against knuckle cracking, just remember Dr. Unger and his incredible experiment. Don't be afraid to crack away, knowing that you're not doing any harm to your joints. After all, science has spoken. But as for knuckle cracking, one study suggests that all that joint stretching and bubble bursting can cause your hand to swell and weaken your grip. But the biggest proven danger seems to be annoying those people around you.